Well, I'd like to welcome everybody to our International Orientation Session. It's afternoon here at 3 o'clock, and I'm sure there's a lot of people joining us from around the world, and it might be about 5 or even 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So good morning to you and good afternoon to everyone here in Australia. My name is Dorothy Panaratos, and I'll be hosting this session along with my colleagues from the university, along with our special guest speakers from outside the university. The purpose of the session today is to help you prepare for study at Western and make you aware of all the important support that is available to you so that you can succeed while you're studying here with us. Now, before we begin, I just wanted to let you know that this Zoom meeting is being recorded so that we can publish on our website for those students who may miss it today. As attendees, your video and your audio is completely optional. If you do participate, your video and audio transmission will be automatically captured. Participation in the chat, which is fantastic to see so many people doing that, and all the question and answer sections of the Zoom meeting is also completely optional. By participating in the chat, you consent that the information shared in this section is going to be collected and used by the university for learning purposes and to build a catalogue of frequently asked questions. Any personal information that's collected by the university will be handled in accordance to our privacy policy and our privacy management plan. If you have any questions about that, you can contact the international office, and the email there is on your screen. So I don't think I need to introduce, there's lots of people that are already using the chat function. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Zoom, if you move your cursor down to the bottom of your screen, you will see some icons. There's the chat, raise your hand. How about people can click on that to raise your hand and say hi. And there's also the Q&A section as well. And so we'll be utilizing these functions throughout the webinar. The chat is where you can chat with each other, go and introduce yourselves, say hi to other colleagues and get, start those friendships happening now. Now, the question and answer function is where you can type your questions in this box. Feel free to submit any questions that you have, and our panelists will address those questions as we continue with the session. You can also make your questions anonymous, but just make sure that you click the panelist and all attendees so that we can all see your questions. Okay, now I would now have great pleasure in inviting our Pro Vice Chancellor Global Development, Professor Yichen Lan, to formally welcome you to the university. Thank you very much, Professor Lan.
Thank you, Dorothy. Warami Ingani. On behalf of the university staff and fellow students, I warmly welcome you to Western Sydney University. First, I would like to begin with an acknowledgement of country, which is delivered at the beginning of a meeting or an event in Australia to show respect for the traditional owners and the continuing connection of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples of this land. With respect for Aboriginal cultural protocol and out of recognition that our campuses occupy their traditional lands, Western Sydney University acknowledges the Darug, Eora, Tarawa, and Wiradjuri peoples, and thank them for their support of its work in their lands in Greater Western Sydney and beyond. We also acknowledge that the teaching and learning currently delivered across our campuses is a continuance of the teaching and learning that has occurred on this land for tens of thousands of years. At the beginning of my talk, I said, Warami Ingana. It is a direct language for hello, how are you? What a great choice you have all made to study in Australia. and I congratulate you on choosing Western Sydney University as your preferred university. This semester, we have new students from over 52 different countries to study with us. With the global pandemic, we are experiencing unprecedented time. And for many people around the world, it is difficult time, and we wish you and your families all the best. We know that many of you are overseas right now, and we look forward to when you will be able to join us in Australia for your studies. While you are studying with us in your home country, classes and course content will be delivered via interactive online teaching platforms that will allow you to engage with your teachers and classmates. Our schools have been reaching out to our students who will be commencing from overseas to provide you with additional support and information about online study before your classes begin. For those of you in Australia, we are looking forward to welcoming students and staff back to our campuses in 2021. As the university continues to offer more on-campus opportunities with the number of classes returning on campus teaching, I know some of you may be going through a range of mixed emotions, feeling excited about beginning a new chapter in your life, or nervous about learning online from a distance. Here at Western, it's all about you. We care. We will support you wherever you want to go. Our aim in this orientation is to help you settle into university life and give you the tools that you need to succeed at Western. I started as an undergraduate international student in 1994 at this university, so I know how you are all feeling. Over the past 27 years, I have had the wonderful opportunity to continue my career at Western Sydney University, and I am immensely proud of our achievements. Western Sydney University is a young university, a truly world-class university. We are ranked amongst the top 2% of universities in the world, and recently ranked number 10 in Australia in the 2020 Times Higher Education Young Universities. Our wide range of degrees is designed to make you career-ready graduate in the global workplace. Western has also recently ranked number 3 worldwide for social, ecological, and economic impact in the 2020 Times Higher Education Impact Rankings. We are extremely proud that our commitment to the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals 2030, which has placed us within the top 5 worldwide for 6 of 17 categories. So, Western Sydney University was established to serve the community here in Western Sydney. The region, Western Sydney region, is the 3rd largest economy in Australia and home to almost 240,000 businesses and more than 2 million people. It is the ideal place for our future leaders to study and work. Western Sydney is also one of the most multicultural communities in the world. This cultural diversity is represented in the students who come to study with us. There are over 170 nationalities represented in the student body. More than a third are from families of non-English speaking background, and over 60% are the first in their family attend university. So there are plenty of opportunities for you to make friends with Australian peers, but also with students from many different countries. Some of them may become your lifelong friends. These connections will develop into a rich international network, allowing you to maintain personal and professional links with Australia long after you return home. So over the past year, we have established the Western Success Program, which provides support for our students throughout their time at Western. Students studying their home country will be contacted by a Western Success team member and assigned an advisor who will keep in touch to support them. You will also have the opportunity to join our International Student Buddy Program, which provides student-to-student mentoring and support for international students. You can learn from other students who have already been through this orientation stage that you are now in. About the campus life, university life is not all about studying. To succeed, you need to balance your study with time to relax and enjoy life. There are online and face-to-face social events and student clubs for you to socialize with your peers and make friends. I personally participate in some social events organized by student clubs. For example, 810 kilometers virtual race over 3 months last year. You will learn more about this in today's orientation. As final words, studying abroad is an exciting and challenging experience. And we understand that it's an important decision you've made. Your study experience in Australia will be enriched through exposure to different teaching styles and environments. The study techniques you will encounter might be very different from those you are used to in your home country. So make sure you use the support services provided to you to help you achieve your academic goals. Today is a great start to gather information about how we can help you. If you are unsure or feeling overwhelmed at any time during your study at Western, I urge you to ask for help early so our wonderful support services can get you back on track quickly. Also, take time to make friends. These friends will become a wonderful support as you settle into university. I wish you every success and hope you have a wonderful time studying with us. I particularly look forward to seeing those of you who are in Sydney joining us on campus. And for those of you still in your home country, I wish you and your families all the best. And I look forward to seeing you in Sydney soon. If you see me walking on campus, please stop by and say hello. Thank you and welcome. Jijirugora Yanu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yi Chen. And Yi Chen is very true to his word. So if you do see Yi Chen on campus, say hello to him. He is one of our most popular professors here at the university, and he's very engaged with our international students and in fact our entire student cohort. So thank you very much, Yi Chen, for welcoming our international students to autumn session 2021. Appreciate it. Okay, now Yi Chen did mention about our learning, the way that what we're going to be doing for autumn session 21. As we all know, we're in extraordinary times and the university is very committed to keeping our students safe based on the best and most expert advice provided by the Australian government. Our COVID cases around the world is remarkably low, so we're quite proud of that. And we have a lot of freedoms in our country that aren't, experienced by, other countries. So we're very fortunate for that. If you want to know anything about the COVID-19 pandemic and the university's response to that pandemic, we do have a dedicated website. It's on our homepage, and you'll be able to click on the link on our homepage. So it will provide you with frequently asked questions, information about support available, IT support, especially for those students of you who are overseas and may want to, may have some connection issues. And there's also information on there about returning to campus with face-to-face teaching. So the university will have a mix of face-to-face and online for those onshore. Studying offshore, your classes and course content will be delivered via interactive online teaching platforms and allow you to engage with your teachers and classmates. Our academics have extensive experience in online teaching, and we are very fortunate that we have access to state-of-the-art technology along with the experience of our staff. So let's begin. This is a list of today's agenda. We're going to be covering a lot of important information, from the student services available to you, to careers and how to stay safe while you're studying with us. So now I'd like to get started by inviting our student well-being, our international student welfare coordinator, Sun Kim, who will talk to you about student well-being, international student support. Thank you so much, Sun.
Thanks, Dorothy. Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see so many students that are so engaging on the chats. I feel like I just want to stay on chat and chat with you all day. Normally, I don't really appreciate online presentation because I like to see your reaction, your feedback. I like to engage in a studio or in the auditorium. But with the chat, I feel like I'm already really engaging with you so well. So thanks, guys. Welcome, everybody. As Dorothy mentioned, my name is Sun. I'm from Student Wellbeing Service, and I'm going to talk about international student support that we offer at the university. But to begin with, can I just ask everybody, I know that as Yichen mentioned that last year was really tough and this year is going to be also a challenging year. And it's a big step for you to start your study abroad, whether in your country or in Australia. I would like to ask everybody to put on the chats, what are your hopes or fears this year, 2021? What are you hoping to achieve and what are your fears? So quickly on the chats, few words. Let me see here. Hoping to be challenged, excellent. That's good. Good grades, getting a job, beautiful. High marks, yes. Get degree. What about your fears? Success, yes. Pass all the units, excellent. Excellent, a lot of hopes are coming up. We're all optimistic and very positive. Cannot fully complete your course, culture shock, yes, very realistic fear. Visa, let's change the fear, yes, good attitude. Yes, thank you so much, guys. So as you can see, all these hopes and fears, they're very common. Every single student, and especially international students, have similar hopes and fears. And when you look at those hopes and fears, it's like two sides of the coin. Your hopes are related to your fears. You want to get a good mark, you don't want to fail, yeah? You wanna make a lot of friends, but you're afraid of social isolation. They're like, yeah, they're one thing, they're two sides of the coin. And it's important that you have this awareness, because without an awareness, you cannot really seek for solutions or seek for help. So excellent, guys. Thank you so much. So moving on. Now, so let's talk about your study obligations and your rights first. I know some of you are on a student visa. Some of you are hoping to get a student visa soon. As you are on a student visa, there are certain conditions that you have to meet. Does anyone know what student visa conditions are? Quickly put it on the chat if you know any student visa conditions. Study full time, beautiful. Maximum work 20 hours a week, yes, close. It's 40 hours fortnightly you can work. Overseas student health cover, study full time, yes. Attendance, good academic course progression, beautiful. Yes, excellent, guys. You're very well aware of your visa conditions. Excellent. So yes, it's important that you maintain your student visa conditions, because obviously you are on a student visa. There are certain conditions you have to meet. However, that's your obligation, but we also have this ESOS legislation that is protecting you as a consumer. So you have your rights as consumer to get quality education and service from university. And a lot of what university do, our procedures is in accordance with ESOS legislation. So one example will be, so as a student on a student visa, you have to study full time. But if you have any extenuating circumstances that is out of your control, ESOS legislation allows you to study part-time based on the approval from university. So if you experience any personal issues, medical condition, or anything that is out of your control, you're unable to study full-time, which is it could be in breach of your student visa, come and speak to university staff at Student Central or Student Welfare, which is my team, to talk about your personal circumstances so we can provide your study options. It's important to remember that if you change anything in your enrollments, it can have an impact on your COE and possibly on your visa. So it's important that you speak to a professional staff member at university and get approval so that in future, if you need to extend your visa, there's no barriers and no implications. Next slide, Dorothy. Thank you. As I mentioned, yes, I mentioned study load. There's another option for you as a student if you're unable to study full-time is leave of absence. So leave of absence is not studying for a particular time frame. However, all of these has to be substantiated by supporting documents. So if you have any personal issues, you need to provide supporting document to evidence your circumstances. Then the university will support you take a leave or support you to take a leave or take part-time study. And it's important that we have that documentation in the record. Next slide, please. We mentioned about study progression, and also we have this dispute mechanism in place. If you are not happy with the service you receive from university, you have a right to appeal. And all of this information is available on our website, guys. So if you are not sure about what I'm saying, if you're not understanding what all this information is about, come and have a look at our website after this. So now, supporting international students on a student visa is university's business. So we have student wellbeing service. Also, we have other services that support different type of, provide different type of support. I'm going to mainly talk about wellbeing. All our services are free of charge and confidential, and it is voluntary. So unless you come and tell us, we can't really provide any support. So it's important that you come and chat with us. Doesn't matter whether it seems to be a small issue or big issue. Our advice to you is always come and talk to us as early as possible. So first up is welfare service. So welfare service provide, oh, sorry. Okay, so before we go into the specific service, I just wanted to highlight that all the challenges that students experience are very similar. But as an international student from overseas, these challenges can be really amplified because you are here without family support, also cultural and language barrier. So again, as I mentioned, seek help early. I know a lot of students seek help from peers, which is important, or from family members, but sometimes it's important to talk to professional staff members because if it's related to your enrollments or your visa, don't listen to your friends because everybody's case is very different. So come and speak to a staff to get personalized advice. And sometimes what we experience is only on the tip of the iceberg, and we need to explore a bit more and deeper with students to understand what the core issues are so that we can provide appropriate support. So we have 3 services in student wellbeing: welfare, counseling, and disability service. So welfare is where I'm part of, and welfare service is probably the first point of contact if you're not sure who to talk to in student wellbeing. We can provide general advice about university policies and procedures and advocate for you if you're unable to advocate yourself, and if you are having difficulties to understand university policies, we can go through things with you. The other services we provide, one of the highlights from COVID-19 last year was Student Assistance Fund. So if you are experiencing any financial hardship, we can provide you with financial assistance that covers your living expenses. It's important to remember that this doesn't cover tuition fee. However, it's important that we are supporting you to have a roof over your head, food in your belly. So if you're experiencing any financial difficulties, please speak to welfare officer, any welfare officer. Previously, I would say on your campus, but because we are offering our service online, you can just contact student welfare office later on. In particular for international students, besides all other support that we provide, we do assist students with reduced study load and leave of absence, as I mentioned earlier. So of course you have to study full time, you have to maintain good academic progression. But while you're studying, your life goes on as well. So in life, we experience different circumstances. If anything happens that prevents you from studying to your best ability, you can come and speak to welfare officer to discuss your options. Again, it's not just, some students just enroll in part-time study because they know they have these personal circumstances, but without getting approval from university. The support is here, but it's important that you get proper advice and approval from university before you make any changes in your enrollment. Counseling service is here. I know that I understand from our international students that speaking to counseling service or psychologist is a big stigma, but I have to really reassure you that all the services here is confidential, and our counseling services have highly competent and well-trained staff members who can listen to you and talk through your personal circumstances and provide different options so that you can focus on your study. Same as disability service. So disability service is not just for students who have permanent disability. If you say you have any health issues, you're experiencing health issues in the particular session, you're unable to take notes, unable to focus on your study, then you can speak to disability service. And if you are eligible, they can put some support plans in place so that your study environment can be adjusted. So I talked about our support services. Again, it's really important that you let us know as soon as you become aware of any issues that's going on in your circumstances in your life, that so we can provide as many options as possible and we can provide appropriate advice. The other thing that I like to mention now here is about survivor tips and connections. So a lot of international students struggle with making friends and connect with the community and with other students. We've got an amazing platform here called Western Life, which later on Nat's going to mention more about Western Life. And this is a platform where students connect. There are clubs, there are activities and informations. So I highly encourage you to register and be active on this platform. And the last bit that I would like to mention is this little website called 5 Ways to Wellbeing. So your well-being is your first priority. When you think about it, if you're not well, you may not perform in your studies. And if you're not well, you can't really do what you want to do. So it's really important that you look after yourself. You know what you need, have a bit of an awareness to understand what you need. And if you need anything, please come and speak to welfare officer or Student Central or any other teams here today who will be talking to you to provide support. So it's important that you grab this opportunity and make it work for you. So these are our contact details. We're always here 24/7 almost by email, I think. And I really look forward to seeing you in person on campus. If not, just online somewhere. Just send us an email if you have any questions, guys. And if you have any questions to me today, put it on Q&A or chats. And again, welcome, guys, to Western Sydney.
Thank you, Sun. That's very valuable advice and information for our new international students. Again, if there's no question that is too silly, if you're not sure about something or that you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, reach out to the Student Welfare Service. I've had experience of meeting, there was one particular time an international student that was 6 weeks into studying at the university. Unfortunately, she hadn't made any connections, but and was considering withdrawing. We put her in touch with the Student Welfare Service, and she absolutely thrived with their support. So you know, speak to them, speak to Sun, and they'll be able to help you. I'd now like to introduce Michelle Gillard from our Students Experience Office to talk to you about some other wonderful support programs that we have for you all.
Hi everyone and welcome. It's fantastic to see so many of you online. I don't think I've ever been in a session with 721 people in attendance. So really lovely. It's very hard to keep up with the chat though, because there is so much happening there, but hi to you all. One thing I'd like to reiterate before I get started, and it's really around what Sam was saying, is that when you leave Western Sydney University, you're going to have a fantastic degree. There's no doubt about it. But your degree is only part of your journey, and we really want to encourage you to expand that journey at Western Sydney University, because there is so many opportunities that are available to you to be a bigger part of the Western Sydney community, both at a university and also an area level. So being involved in extracurricular activities gives you an opportunity for a really well-rounded experience of degree knowledge, soft skills, social engagement, and community involvement. So I just wanted to sort of put that out there, because I think there's so much that you can get out of university that sometimes people don't realise. Now, the first program I'm going to talk about is our English conversation groups. These English conversation groups are a very informal opportunity and a way to practice your conversational English and increase your comfort in speaking English. These sessions are run by your other students, so they're your peers. They come from a variety of backgrounds, from international students, domestic students, students straight out of high school, or they may be mature age students. So there's a really big variety.
Oh, nice. Good job, baby.
So there's a really big opportunity and lots of different people that you can meet through the program. So English conversation groups are a great opportunity to have informal conversations with both new, existing, and more experienced students. The program runs in both autumn and spring, and it starts this autumn in week 4 of session and will run through to week 8. And some of the ways that you connect is that you'll get to connect with the university community. You get to practice spoken English in a fun and friendly environment. And you also get to learn Aussie slang, which is always fun. And you also get to share your culture, share that with the greater community at Western Sydney University, and just work on your conversational English. It's not formal. It's not, you're not getting marked on it. It's just a fun way to have a chat. Now, I am going to put into the chat function a link to some more information about English conversation groups. And it's just taking a little bit of time, sorry about this. And I've just popped that in there for you. So English conversation groups runs for 5 weeks, each session. It's informal. You get to chat with other new students, more experienced students, and practice your English. We'll now go to the next program, please. Oh, yep, it's already up there, Mates. So Mates is the Mates Mentoring Program, and it's a fantastic program that connects new students with more experienced students, and it runs for the first 8 weeks of sessions. So it provides first year students with an opportunity to connect with other new students and mentors in later years of study. This helps new students to meet other students, network with other students, and gain knowledge and skills to settle into university life. The fantastic thing about the program is you could still be in your home country and we'll be able to support you through online mentoring. You may be in Australia and you might still choose to have online mentoring, or you may choose to have some face-to-face mentoring. And another wonderful thing about this program is that we average anywhere from 60 to 120 mentors involved in the program. So it gives you a really big variety of mentors that you can choose from. So it might be someone who's studying a similar degree as you, or someone who's at a particular stage in their life, which is similar to you as well. Now, this program runs for the first 8 weeks of session, both in autumn and spring. And it's a little bit more formal in the fact that your mentors have a lot of guidance in how to start discussions with you. But then that discussion that happens will be led by you as well, by the questions that you raise with your mentors. And our mentors will share their own experiences with you as well, because that helps to normalise the experiences that you're having. You realise that you're not alone and that you're that it's quite normal to feel what you're feeling now, and our mentors will share with you how they were able to get through those moments as well. And the lucky last program I have is the International Buddy Program. And the International Buddy Program is a really exciting program. So it's, again, another peer-led program, and it provides support to both new and current international students as they transition to life in Australia and their studies at Western Sydney University. It doesn't matter if you're in Australia or you're still in your home country, our international buddies are here to assist you. Now, the International Buddy Program is a bit different to MATES in the fact that it is more one-off events. So they will run events on campus. We will also run events such as beach safety days to get you out and visiting different areas of Australia and increasing your knowledge of safety in Australia. We also run a weekly international Zoom, and that Zoom has very important information that's available to you at times that you need it. So we've sort of looked at the type of information you need and when you need it, and we present that to you at the time. You also have the opportunity to give us questions in advance so we can make sure we answer those in our international Zooms. And plus you receive a weekly newsletter from us, which gives you, again, more opportunities to get involved at university, to answer your questions and give you just-in-time messaging. So thank you for listening to me. I'm Michelle from MATES, International Buddy Program and English Conversation Groups, and I really hope to see your faces and your emails coming through to my inbox. Bye.
Thanks, Michelle. I really encourage you to join our International Buddy Program. It's a fabulous program. Michelle, can you pop the link so where students can register for that program in the chat?
Sure can.
So if you click on that link, it'll go through to the page with all the information, and you can actually register, and Michelle's team will be in touch with you to join that buddy program. Okay, now we're going to go on to our next speaker. Just a bit slow here. Okay, so we're going to be talking about your overseas student health cover. Now, that's a mandatory requirement as part of your student visa. And we have Ruby Ortiz Frias from Allianz, who is the university's preferred partner, to talk about all things health insurance for students. Thanks, Ruby.
Hi, thank you everyone. Thank you for inviting me today to talk about the overseas student health cover with Allianz Care. Change the slide, please. Thank you. Okay, so overseas student health cover is also known as OSHC, and this health cover will provide you access to the Australian health system. Even if you are at the moment overseas, I want you to pay attention to this because it will be very useful for when you arrive to Australia. Next slide, please. Okay, today I will be giving you three things: how to find a doctor, knowing how to manage your OSHC policy, and a little bit more about the benefits we have. To start, if you feel unwell, you can either access to a video chat with a doctor with the app called Doctors on Demand, or you can have a visit from the doctor to your home with the 1236 National Home Doctor, or you can also visit a doctor in person. Next slide, please. Okay, so one of the tools you can access in our Allianz Care website is Find a Doctor. This tool will provide you the list of doctors that you can visit that can be close to the place you live or wherever you're working. And these doctors will book bill to Allianz, which means that you don't have to submit any claim. That will save you time. And all you need to do is to put your postcode and select your student visa type, which it's in the website, and the list of doctors will pop out there. Thank you. So the next one is Doctors on Demand. This is a very useful app. I have personally used it myself. It's a 24/7 service, and you can book a consultation anytime you need it. we have some doctors who might speak your language of origin, so you can feel comfortable to talk to them in your language of origin. And all you need to do is to download the app. You have to click on Redeem a Benefit, enter your membership number, and there you can book your consultation or request a repeat prescription. Next slide, please. Okay, another app that we have is the Sonder app. And this is a service that provides you help for anything you need. So if you're unsure about something, if you have a situation that you don't know how to handle, the team is a 24/7 service and they can provide you assistance with anything you need. They also have the option for Check on Me. This is very useful if you are going somewhere where you are not sure if you will be feeling safe. And the team check on your situation every, I don't know, 30 minutes, 1 hour, depending on how you set it up to make sure you're okay. There's also the option to track your journey. This option allows the Sonder team to track wherever you are going. It's also if you are going somewhere where you are not sure if you will be safe, this option will provide them with your location. And the other service they have in the Sonder app is the safety alerts. So if something is going on in the city and that might impact you, they will let you know with notifications. So yeah, just get this app. It's really, really useful. We have some students who have used this app for multiple questions. Like, for example, they want to know if there's any coronavirus clinic for testing open. They just write and they give information to know. Or if you're having some mental issues, concerns, they can also provide you information about what to do with that. So yeah, I really recommend you to get this app. Next slide, please. Okay, so to manage your OSHC, first of all, you have to know your OSHC policy. Allianz will send you an email with your policy number, which will include the number is a P followed by 2 zeros. If you haven't received this policy number, you can write us an email and we will give you the policy. Next slide, please. Okay, you need this policy number to be able to register to My Health app. My Health app is very useful for you to have access to your digital membership card. And also you can here submit or check your claims. You can view your policy details, and it's also useful to find some translations for medical terms that you don't know in English. Next slide, please. All right, so let's go to the last session, which is with the benefits covered under your OSHC policy. Briefly, for student visa, your standard policy covers private and public hospital admissions, ambulance, doctors and specialists, medical tests, and prescription medicines. To have a detailed information on the fees that you might be covered, I recommend you to check the Allianz Care website and check your policy documents. You have to have an idea of the waiting periods that your policy might have, as well as additional fees that you might have to pay. So that would be it from me today. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you soon on campus. And remember that we are here to help you. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much, Ruby. I'm just trying to get the next slide. It's just a bit slow.
All right, that's the last slide. So okay.
There you go. So thank you very much, Ruby. It's very important. As Ruby mentioned, Allianz will be in touch with you, but we also have lots of other, students that have taken on health insurance with other providers from previous studies. But in terms of the university, Allianz is our preferred partner, and we will also be sending out further information about Sonder. It's a fantastic app You know, if I do have a daughter going to university, it's you know, for her to be able to use that and get assistance immediately if you are in trouble is a fantastic app to have. Thank you, Ruby. Okay, we're changing tact a little bit now. I'd now like to reintroduce Iman from our career service to talk to you about all the services available, you know, to help you with your career. Not just thinking about it now, after you graduate it, you need to start thinking about it now. Thanks, Iman.
Thank you, Dorothy. That's one of the key takeaway messages from today. It's never too early to start investing in yourself and investing in your career. And that's the message that we're constantly trying to pass out to students, both domestic and international. So we do hope that you take us on board and come along and utilise all of these different services that are available to you. One of which is on the screen at the moment, called The World of Work. This is one that we created during COVID and one that we will continue. You can register and come along to this session on a Monday, Wednesday or Friday from 12 till 1. And you can ask any career related questions. So we can talk to you about different ways to find jobs. We direct you to different job portal sites, both degree related and general, just part-time jobs that can help you to make ends meet whilst you're studying. And then we also talk to you about other things like internships, different ways to gain experience, placements, volunteering, you know, something that's often underestimated and a great way for you to be able to source connections, source opportunities, network with people, and achieve lots of other great things along the way in your journey. We provide career information about all the different degrees. We often have lots of students that don't quite know what they can do with a medical science degree or an arts degree or a science degree, or they haven't identified a specialisation as yet. We can support you with all of these things along the way, and also direct you to a whole range of different professional associations, effectively governing bodies across different industries that you can start engaging with and networking from the very beginning. So these are some things that you can do from now. I know lots of you are still overseas at the moment. They're happening online, they're happening via Zoom, so you can join us at those times for that particular session. There are lots of other programs that we provide for all students, and then some of them are tailored specifically for international students. So we have things like Interchange, Global Scope that take place mid-year around July. So we will keep updating you about all those things through our various platforms, including Career Hub and our Facebook page. And all of these different initiatives will support you to establish connections with employers and also help to make a bit of a bridge between the world of study and the world of work. So keep an eye out for each of those. Workshops is another thing that we provide on a weekly basis. These are some of the topics on the screen at the moment, and we're constantly adding to them. We also run a lot of tailor-made workshops for the different schools too. So you'll see us popping up everywhere. The workshop times are varied. Some of them happen in the mornings or afternoons or later on in the evenings throughout the week. You just need to come along, register. You'll get the Zoom link. At the moment, they're all happening online as well. Hopefully at some point we will resume a blend of face-to-face and online workshops for you as well. Events, there's lots of different events that will take place. They include a whole range of different things like career expos, industry events. Next week, for example, those of you studying education, we have EdFest on Thursday. So you may see us there, and there'll be lots of external guest speakers, people from a whole range of different sectors, employers, and people giving you different insights, as well as representatives from within our team. So that's something to keep an eye out, but we do things across the different schools. So not just for education, we run different industry events, graduate employability programs. I mentioned some of them earlier, but you've got things like Get Real that you can register for as well. Graduate Recruitment Accelerator is fantastic for those of you once you get towards the graduation end of your degree. So in your final year, or if you're graduating, you can register for that one, and we help to make that transition to the world of work a lot easier with a lot of different engagement initiatives with employers. Some of the other things that we can do for you on our Career Hub page, you can ask a question. That one you can ask at any time, so it doesn't matter what the time difference may be or where you might be located. We will do our best to answer each of those different questions for you. You just need to click on that tab. And then also you can book in a consult. So in addition to all of the tailor-made programs and workshops and things like that, you can have a one-on-one career counselling and guidance support session. That one you need to book in for. You'll be given a half-hour slot, and then that will be specifically tailored to you and your needs. You can ask different questions, get support about, finding career direction, about employment, about jobs. Or we also support you through the whole job application process too, so mock interviews and all of those different things. That's the link for registering for any of the events. We'll send you all of those different links too. Thank you. And then there's other services that we provide. So when you are applying for jobs, we can support you with the selection criteria. We support you with resumes, building your resumes, your cover letters, and all of those different things as well. And we do review documents for you. So come along, keep engaging with us, and we'll be able to support you in that space. And then with the resources, there's lots and lots of resources available on our site, and I will put some links in the chat in a moment. But basically you can access guides around resumes and the formats that we recommend here, as well as templates. We also have workflows that will take you through every step of that resume building process, among other things. Lots of activities that you can do, quizzes and assessments that you can participate in to get some career direction and to support you throughout that journey. We also have a careers toolkit, and that has lots of different amazing resources around resumes, interviews. You can also record yourself and have some of those mock interview type sessions to prepare for any upcoming jobs that you align along the way. And then there's brochures and lots of infographics and other bits of information that will give you specific degree and career related information to sort of ease that transition and help you to prepare for that desired job at the end of the route. You can call us, and you can also send through emails. You can come along, as I said, to the Career Hub and engage in lots of different things there. You can also click to just register for all of the different events, make those different bookings. I encourage you all to follow our Facebook page. We have lots of live videos and different segments that run there. We advertise jobs, we advertise internships. We keep you in the loop with everything that's happening in the career space, whether it's internal or external, with guest speakers and things like that. So we will share all of these links with you as well.
Thank you very much, Iman. It's really important information that you presented there. With Jobs on Campus, there's opportunities. We get international students who work within my team. And often when you apply for a job, it's just a submission of a resume, but students or people don't realise you need to address the selection criteria. And so with that, to advance to the next level of interviews. And I don't think a lot of students realise that, international students realise. So the career, make sure you get in touch with the career service, and they'll be able to help you with all those type of things. And Career Hub is absolutely fantastic, where it's a job board, so you can find jobs as well, on campus as well as off campus. So thanks, Iman.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're completely changing tact. We're not. We're going to continue talking about working in Australia. And if you do find a part-time job while you're studying with us, these are important things that you need to be aware of. Now, if we were in a face-to-face, I normally would get a hands up for students to tell me how many hours you're allowed to study during session. We get a lot of students that think they can study 20 hours per week. Well, that's in fact incorrect. It's actually up to 40 hours per fortnight. And the Australian government changed that several years ago because they realised international students do a lot of shift work, and they may get 5 hours of work one week and 25 hours in the next week. So the Australian government wanted to give students the flexibility where you can work up to any hours within a fortnight period. So if you work 10 hours in 1 week, that means you've got 30 hours left in the second week. If you work 15 hours or 20 hours in 1 week, 20 hours the next, 25 in one, 15 in the next. So that's how that works. There is unlimited hours during semester break, so you can work as much as you like. And a lot of our international students over the summer break, which is November, December, January, February, take advantage of that to work full time. But while you're studying with us, you do need to consider your study load. Like Sun was mentioning before, as an international student, with your visa obligation, you do need to study full time. So that's 4 units. So you need to consider your study load before you partake in part-time work, because study is your first priority while you're studying on a student visa. Now, if you are working, we just wanted to emphasize that you have exactly the same workplace rights as all other workers in Australia. There has been some media attention around international students and things that employers have told them, which are in fact incorrect, and there are disputes. Just wanted to let you know that the Fair Work Ombudsman provides free advice and assistance to help you understand your rights. One of the things that employers may tell their workers is that I'm going to cancel your visa. Well, that is completely incorrect. An employer can't cancel your visa, even if it's been breached. Only the Department of Home Affairs, the Immigration Department, can grant, refuse, or cancel your visas. I've got a little short video for you all to watch about your work rights here in Australia. It's just loading.
Working in Australia. In Australia, employees have rights that are protected by law. These include how much they must be paid, the conditions they should get, such as the right to take leave or time off work, and protections from discrimination. Australian workplace laws cover all employees, including those from overseas. They apply regardless of the length of a person's stay or their visa type. All employers must follow these laws. Minimum pay rates. In Australia, there are minimum pay rates set for different jobs. All employees must get paid the minimum rate for their job. They should receive the minimum rate for all the hours they work. Employers and employees can't agree to lower pay rates. Employees must be paid money and not in goods or services like food, clothing, or accommodation. Minimum pay rates are reviewed every year and generally increase on 1st of July. There are also rules about when an employee can work, the breaks they should take, and the number of hours they can work. The Fair Work Ombudsman. The Fair Work Ombudsman provides free information and advice to help employers and employees understand Australia's workplace laws. You cannot get in trouble for contacting the Fair Work Ombudsman to ask for information about your pay or other entitlements. Remember, if you're an employer, the Fair Work Ombudsman can help you understand your obligations to your employees. To contact the Fair Work Ombudsman, visit fairwork.gov.au or call the Fair Work Info line on 131394. If you need an interpreter, call the Translating and Interpreting Service on 131 450 to talk with us in your language for free.
Okay, so just to summarise, your employer can't cancel your visa even if it's been breached. There are minimum pay rates that employers have to pay you based on the work that you do. If you are having any issues at work, you can contact the Fair Ombudsman, and you can do this anonymously. So you don't need to let them know who you are. And you can't get into trouble or have your visa cancelled just for contacting the Ombudsman to ask for information about your pay and other entitlements. So again, the Fair Work, get in touch with the Fair Work department and they'll be able to assist you with your inquiries. Okay, now we are changing tact. We're going to be talking about your safety while you're studying with us. And those of you that are offshore, this is just as important for you because you will be joining us at some time. So this is also very important information for you. I'd like to invite Brett Gibson, who is our Security Operations Manager, to talk to you all. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Dorothy, and welcome to everybody here in Australia and abroad. I'm the Operations Manager for Security, and I'm just going to touch on a few points here to let you know what services we do offer on all of our campuses. Now, our campuses, our main campuses, have a security presence 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you're ever in trouble or you ever feel it's a concern for your well-being, you will always find a security guard on site, on campus to assist you in any way you need. We provide foot patrols of the campuses and also vehicle patrols. We have emergency contact points and emergency phones across all of our campuses. So if you ever find yourself in need, particularly in an emergency situation, just walk up to one of those emergency points or emergency phones, pick them up, and that will connect you directly with a security officer who is on duty at that particular time. We also provide instruction for evacuations. All of your security officers are first aid trained. So if anybody injures themselves or is feeling unwell on campus, come and see us. We have first aid rooms available. Instant reporting, if you're ever the victim of a crime, and we certainly hope that you're not, but if you're the victim of a crime or you have witnessed a crime, please come and see us. We will take reports from you and assist you in any way possible. And that may include giving a referral to New South Wales Police or to our student support services on campus to assist you. We also manage lost property and we also provide escorts around campus. That's basically to and from classrooms or to your vehicle if you're feeling unsafe at any time. So a couple of big things at the moment where the last year has seen us undergo some significant changes in relation to COVID. So basically, if you're on campus at the moment, you need to scan the QR code onto every building that you attend. So it'll ask you the generic questions in relation to COVID. It'll only ask you those generic questions once, but every building and every classroom you attend, we ask you to please scan in those QR codes for any contact tracing that may be required. And of course, maintaining the 1.5 metre social distancing when you're on campus. That includes in classrooms and lining up for classrooms as well. It is still mandatory within the state of New South Wales for anybody who is using public transport to wear a face mask. So please make sure that you are using face masks on public transport, even if they're just the disposable ones, it doesn't matter, but you need to have a face covering on whilst you're on public transport. All of our campuses are no smoking and no vaping. That's inside and outside. If anybody wants to smoke or vape, they actually physically have to leave the campus perimeter to undertake any smoking activities. A lot of our campuses, in particular for those of you who will be attending places like Hawkesbury, Penrith and Campbelltown, there is a lot of natural wildlife and snakes on campus. And although some of them are very interesting and pretty to look at, we ask you not to try and pat the snakes. Just if you see one, just please turn and walk away and report it to security. Most of our campuses have people that will attend and catch and relocate snakes. Most of the snakes and wildlife that you find on our campuses too are also endangered species. So please try not to harm them and just let them be and let us know where they are. You're travelling to and from campuses. So shuttle buses, the university provides a free shuttle bus service and that runs on most of our major campuses. So it runs between Parramatta, all of the Parramatta City precinct of campuses. And we ask you, just whilst you are travelling to and from campuses, please try not to be distracted with headphones and talking to people. Just be very aware of your surroundings and particularly be aware of the traffic around the Greater Sydney area. Some of you may be coming from areas where there's not a great deal of vehicle traffic, but there is a lot here in Sydney. So please don't try and cross against reds, wait for the lights, and just please be very patient and very careful of what you're doing on the roads. Dorothy, I can see something there about student misconduct rule, but I can't see what's underneath it. Is that going over to the next slide?
No, it's just the student misconduct rule. Just a
okay, just to touch on, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the university has a very stringent student misconduct rule in place, which is basically a set of expected behaviours that we will enforce for students on campus. So it's basically about doing the right thing, being respectful. Please familiarise yourself with the student misconduct rule, because if anybody finds themselves in breach of the student misconduct rule, it can actually end up in a misconduct hearing, which can significantly affect your prospects of making it through university. So it's fairly straightforward. I think the majority of people would know the difference between right and wrong and what's respectful and what's disrespectful. But please just familiarise yourself with the student misconduct rule. The full details of that are online under our policy section of the Western Sydney University website. So please have a read through that and just get the overarching idea of what that one's all about. So next slide, please, Dorothy.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you arrive in Sydney on campus, you can use the following contacts. So I would urge you, if you're concerned at all about your safety, to program these phone numbers into your phone. So the 24-hour emergency number is for security, that 1300 number. So that will take you to a direct line out to Penrith campus, and they will then disseminate your call to wherever it needs to go. But that number is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In the event of emergency on campus or off campus, police, ambulance, fire and rescue is called 000. So those of you who are familiar with American TV, it's not 911, it is 000 is the number here for emergency services in Australia. And I would also urge everybody who has the availability to have a smartphone to download the Emergency Plus app. It is a free app for you to use. And essentially what that does, it actually gives you all of the emergency numbers within Australia. And it also provides coordinates for exactly where you are. So if you do find yourself in trouble, you can open up that app, call the number and give them the actual, your exact location of where you are in Australia. So it's a very handy app for everybody to have on their phone. So another thing that we're just going to touch on here, sorry, Dorothy, I've just lost my screen. Bear with me for 1 second.
That's okay.
It's timed me out. There we go. Cyber security and online assistance, especially for those of you who are offshore at the moment and predominantly using online services. So while you are studying online, either offshore or onshore, it's very important that you're aware of the cyber security and how to stay safe. We have an IT support team at the university who are readily available for you if you have any questions or concerns. And they have a lot of great resources on the website that you should take the time to read. You can contact IT support via the My IT portal, which you access on the Western website just by clicking the Sign Into button at the top of the page and select the IT portal under the Students column. The 2020 Student Cyber Security Guide is also available online. So there's three main things to remember with your cyber security. So the first one is to be smart with your devices. So we're talking about being sure to lock your device with a password or fingerprint recognition. Don't leave your Bluetooth or Wi-Fi running when you are out and about with your device. And don't access sensitive data when you are on a public Wi-Fi network. Also, number two is to be skeptical with your emails, which means if you receive an email from an unknown or unusual email address, don't open the email. Don't click on any links in any suspicious emails. And remember that the university and legitimate businesses will never ask you for personal information via email. So don't provide things like passwords, banking details, or personal information to anyone. And finally, please be secure with your accounts, which is essentially making sure that you set strong passwords with 8 or more characters, and don't use the same password for different accounts. And certainly don't write your passwords down anywhere where people are going to be able to access them. Okay. So basically, if you take care whilst you're online, you will be okay. And don't forget, you can contact our IT support team for help with your online learning platforms or any concerns you have about cybersecurity. So just to wrap up from a security perspective, Australia, you will find, is a very safe place. There is nothing to concern yourself with overtly. And just please be aware that our security guards are here to help you with your experience. We're not here to be the fun police. We're actually here to look after your safety and your well-being. So please feel free to come and see us if you need any assistance whatsoever, whether that be with an emergency, something you've witnessed, or just some wayfinding if you're lost on campus. Please come and see us and we will help you. And I wish everybody all the very best and hope to see you soon on campus.
Okay, now let's talk about your safety at the beach. The beach is one of Australia's most recognisable and enjoyable features and is an iconic Australian pastime, but it's also a dangerous place. On average, 1 person drowns at an Australian beach every week and 10 people are rescued every day. International students who come from landlocked countries and have limited experience with Australian water conditions are at the greatest risk of drowning. Here are some tips to enjoy a day at the beach safely and help prevent accidents or injuries to make sure you are safe when swimming at the beach. Always swim between the red and yellow flags on patrol beaches. Red and yellow flags show the supervised area of the beach that a life-saving service is operating. If there are no red or yellow flags, it means that there is no supervision. So that means you shouldn't swim at the beach. Always look out for those red and yellow flags before you do decide to swim at the beach. You should also look for signs at the entrance to the beach for local information. Many times there may be jellyfish or blue bottles that can sting you, or there's hazards in the water that you shouldn't be, visiting the beach at that time. Never swim alone. Always swim with someone else. They can help you raise the alarm if something happens to you. And never swim under the influence of alcohol after a big meal. If you do get into trouble, conserve your energy by floating on your back and staying calm. This will ensure you have the energy to remain afloat until assistance arrives. You should also raise your hand up above your head so that people on the beach can see that you're in trouble, and a lifeguard will come out to help you. Lifeguards and lifesavers are people who supervise beachgoers and provide advice about beach conditions. They will be wearing red and yellow, as you can see on your screen right now. If you are not sure of the conditions, make sure you go up to a friendly lifesaver who will be able to help, who will be happy to help you. The university also organises beach safety days. They're quite fun, so watch out for information via Western Life, which I'll talk to you soon about. Now we're going to bring you back to information about your study at Western. I'd now like to introduce Ashley, who will talk to you about our library, a very important place where it will provide you with a wide range of study spaces, technology, resources, and professional staff services to support your academic life. Thank you very much, Ashley.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley and I'm from the library. Just here to talk to you a bit today about all the different services that we provide to you. So the library comes to you across 8 different locations in Western Sydney, and that provides access to a range of resources as well as very comfortable study areas, including silent areas if you need some silent time, quiet areas and open study areas for groups. We do also have group study rooms available for booking if you do need to meet with your group in person. Otherwise, the library comes to you anywhere, anytime online via the library website. So that's 24/7 access to scholarly information that you can use for your assignments and study. That includes stuff like ebooks, journals, videos, all sorts of information. We do have access available both on and off campus, so you can access your materials either at home or on campus whenever is convenient for you, as well as a big bank of FAQs, or frequently asked questions. So if you have a question and maybe library staff aren't available, you could search in that bank of database to see if it's already been answered. We do also provide your readings and resources list in Views. Views is your e-learning site where all of your unit learning materials will be. And that list has all of your readings required for that unit already linked for you, ready to go. So have a look out in Views for those readings and resources lists. Self-paced learning. So this means that we have a range of online tutorials, webinars, videos that you can watch in your own time to learn the skills you need for your studies at university. So we have the successful searching tutorial on the library website, which will help get you started with researching your assignments. We do also have online subject guides, so that will be specific to the subjects that you're studying with all of the resources that are appropriate linked there. We do also have an international student subject guide that I'd really encourage you to look at. Has all of the information you need kind of all in one space. So you may think of the library as a place that has books and a place to study, but we do provide a lot more than that, including skills to help you with your academic research and writing. So we can meet with you via Zoom, so you can book a one-on-one session with a Study Smart librarian or Study Smart officer. So librarians can help you with research and referencing, and Study Smart officers can help you with writing and assignment feedback. So that's all personalised one-on-one help with your assignments. Study Smart Online is a that you can access in Views again. So just look out for Study Smart Online, and there you can access a after hours chat service that includes subject specific advice, as well as you can upload a draft of your assignment and receive feedback with how you can improve it within 24 hours. So if you finish your assignment early, put it through the assignment feedback, and then that's a really good way of improving and making sure you're getting the best results. So the Study Smart website as well has a lot of self-help materials. So if you're wanting to learn how to write an essay or how to structure your reports, how to present, we have a lot of guides and tutorials that you can access in your own time via the Study Smart website. So when you are writing your assignments, you are required to acknowledge and reference all of your sources. Librarians are experts at referencing and are super happy to help you with this in learning the different styles that you may need to throughout your time and getting the hang of it really. So you can book a one-on-one Zoom session, as I mentioned earlier. While we can't proofread references, we can provide feedback and sort of get you started with examples, giving you feedback on what you've already done so that you can improve your referencing in the future. We do also have a live chat option on the library's website. So you can chat to a librarian for quick advice. Not sure how to reference something or you're doing something correctly. You can always just ask someone on the chat service as well. We do have how-to guides and videos on our library YouTube channel, all about referencing. So make sure you check those out as well. We do have RefQuest, which is a really fun referencing game. So you can, team up with some friends and try and beat each other to get the best score. So you fight monsters with your referencing powers. So it's really fun. you can access that in Views or on the library website and have a go and see how far you can get. So academic integrity is all about doing the right thing at uni, and referencing your sources is only one aspect of that. So in order to learn more about what it means to study with integrity, complete the academic integrity module and student honour code, which will be in your school's learning site in Views. It is really important part of uni, and make sure you learn it early and ask for help early in terms of academic integrity. Assignments are submitted through a text matching software called Turnitin, which you can use to check that you've referenced your sources correctly. So you can use that as a tool to help you avoid plagiarism. So again, finish your assignments early, submit it early through Turnitin, and then if you find you need to make adjustments, you can do that, you have time, and then you can resubmit it before the due date. Importantly though, we are here to help you. So you can come and chat to staff on campus via the digital service desk. So you see in the middle picture there, we've got staff available on the monitor computer screen, connected via Zoom. So you can come and chat to us in person there. Otherwise, you can chat to us online via the live chat on the library website, where you can connect with a librarian, or you can phone or email us as well. So that's available 7 days a week. Just check the library website for hours. That's it from me anyway. Follow us on all the social medias to keep up to date. And we do actually have a dedicated 30-minute library session next week during the orientation, academic orientation sessions. So make sure you hop along to that. It'll go into a lot more detail than I did today. But otherwise, welcome to Western Sydney, and thank you so much for listening to me today.
Thanks, Ashley. Okay, your experience at university is not all about study. You need to make time to enjoy yourself, have fun, and build your social network. The people you meet will often become your friends for life. Western Life is your virtual campus during this time, where we are all studying apart from each other. It's a connection with all the people information you would usually have on campus without having to leave your living room. Just like on campus, the news feed and events will be very different every day. So there's always something new to try. You can build new study habits at home, get involved in a club to meet new people, strengthen your body and mind with sport, and even learn to cook. You can do all this in the click of a button. It's your one-stop shop for connecting online with each other, and we encourage you to head to the link displayed. It's westernsydney.edu.au/Western Life to check it out. You can also check out our face-to-face and on-campus activities and events too via Western Life. Now, Western Fair will also be held and hosted online from the 15th to the 19th of March. Western Fair is all about connecting with and supporting both our commencing and returning students in their university through this year. The week will feature sessions from student clubs, student programs and services. There's lots of games, giveaways and much more. The virtual event is open to all Western students and staff, and so make sure you go to westernsydney.edu.au/Western Fair for more information. We're nearly to the conclusion of our information session, but before we do conclude, I wanted to talk to you about your enrolment and tutorial registration and some tips about that. Now, to enrol in your course, you must have first accepted your unconditional offer. So it needs to be an unconditional offer with no conditions stated. You need to have paid your fees and accepted and submitted your acceptance documents. Once you do that, you will have the opportunity to enrol in your course. You first need to activate your Western account. So there's the URL there on the screen. If you are having trouble activating your Western account, get in contact with admissions by the return email on your offer letter. If you're having trouble activating your Western account, it means that there's something to do with your offer, that you perhaps are displaying conditions or something needs to be finalised so that you can go through the next step to activate your Western account. Once you do that, allow about 15 minutes for your student record to update. Then you can go through to your enrolment that you will access through MISA. Now, we have been sending you information to your personal email addresses with a checklist of what you need to do and with all the links there. So the link is provided in your email. Check your emails. In planning your enrolment, once you do click on that enrolment link, you need to choose your unit. Sometimes they will populate automatically, but other times you do need to go and select it. You can select your units by going to the university's online handbook, which appears on the quick links on our homepage. And on the online handbook, all you need to do is enter your course code and it will come up with all the information about your course, including the units that are available for study in autumn session. If you are having trouble selecting your units, we have a great unit selection guide tool if you are enrolled in undergraduate courses. So for postgraduate courses, you'll need to use the online handbook to select to look at the units that are available in your first session. But if you're a bachelor's degree student, you can go to the unit selection guide. There's the URL on the screen now to look for the units you need to enroll in for the course you are studying. If you are having any type of problems with enrolment, you can contact the Course Information Centre and they will be there to support you. If you're calling from overseas, it's the international dialing number +61, which is the country code, 2, which is the New South Wales, our state area code, 98525499. If you're onshore, just call 98525499, or you can email internationalstudy@westernsydney.au. Now, once you enroll, you have an additional step, and it's a separate process. It's where you need to select your class timetable through tutorial registration. So tutorial registration is how you choose your classes and put together your timetable. Before you get to this second step of tutorial registration, you need to wait at least an hour after you enroll to allow your record to be updated in your student record. Once you've waited for the hour, you can log into tutorial registration through Allocate Plus, which can be accessed via My Western using your student ID and password. Tutorial registration is also on the quick links list on the homepage. Once you've accessed Allocate Plus, choose the units you have enrolled in. And then from there, just follow the prompts to select the times for your class timetable for both your lectures and tutorials. If you're having any trouble, check that you have enrolled in the correct units. Make sure you use the selection unit guideline or the online handbook. If your tutorials are full or classes are clashing, please contact the Course Information Centre and they will assist you. Again, that number is 9852 5499, or you can email them. So once you've finalised your tutorial registration, you will have selected your class timetable, and you need to follow that class timetable for your classes when they commence on the 1st of March. There will be course academic orientation sessions next week, running from February the 22nd through to Thursday the 25th of February. So more information will be available to you from your academic advisors. The other thing that I wanted to go through, and I also mentioned it before, was your My Western. My Western is your student dashboard and is where you can access your student email, your timetable, unit content, any important news and information about life at Western. So again, it's the university's URL. Just go to the homepage /My Western, and you can access it from any of your devices. The other important online tool that you need to be aware of is Views, which is the university's online learning platform where you'll find all your course information, coursework and assessment information, and much more. Again, once you get into your My Western dashboard, information of Views will appear, and more information will be available at your course orientation session between Feb 22nd and 25th. The other important thing that I wanted to make you aware is about accessing your student email address. Your student email address is your official student email and is your student ID number followed by @student.westernsydney.edu.au. And you can access your email again via My Western dashboard, and your password will be the same one you use for the Western account. Now, once you enroll, all official correspondence from the university will only be sent to your student email account. While you've been applying to the university and transitioning, and we've been sending important information about orientation details to your personal email address. So we have been communicating with your personal email address, but once you enrolled, we will only communicate to you via your student email. So make sure you regularly check your student email for important announcements and information and advice on a daily basis. Now, if you need any help with the enrolment or tutorial registration, I just wanted to give you a reminder. Make sure you contact the Course Information Centre on 98525499 or email internationalstudy@westernsydney.edu.au, and our support staff will be happy to assist you and help you with any of your questions. The other reminder, again, as I mentioned, is Orientation Week next week, and that's where you have your course orientation sessions. So it'll be run from the 22nd through to the 25th of February. To find out all the information, click on the orientation link on the Western homepage. Once you click on that link, you can search for your course, but first click undergraduate for bachelor programs, or click postgraduate for master's, graduate certificate and graduate diploma programs, and then go and find the relevant course once you get into the correct portal there. Again, it's the university's homepage /orientation.html. Make sure you put that extension HTML to get to the right site, and you will find that you can then click undergraduate or postgraduate depending on your course. And there's a picture there on the slide to show you what the orientation site looks like. Okay, we've covered an enormous amount of information throughout our student session, our orientation session today. And I wanted to let you know that Student Central is our central hub for all students. So that's where you go for any sort of help whatsoever. Student Central is there to help you. They are your first point of contact. All questions are welcome. So if you've got any type of questions, if you're not sure about anything that we have presented to you today, go to Student Central and they'll be able to assist you, or they will refer you to the correct department here at Western so that you can get your questions answered or the support that you need. If you're in Australia, call 1300 668 370. That's the student info line operated by Student Central. Or if you're outside Australia, use the country dialing code +61 2 9852 5656. You can also email them at studenttcentral@westernsydney.edu.au, or you can go to their page on the university's website. So it's /Student Central, and they have a fabulous online chat function there. So if you have any questions while you're on that page, you can pose those questions and they'll be able to respond to you. Just remember that they only operate in Australian business time. So that's Australian Eastern daytime hours. Okay, now, Student Central have also got this fabulous student diary available for you to use. So if you're on campus, go and pick up your student diary from Student Central. In that diary, there's information about some important dates, exams, census dates, and other important links. At Student Central, you can also pick up a copy of the Sydney Insider Guide, which is a great international student resource about all things that are important to international students, and that's available at Penrith, Parramatta South and Parramatta City campuses, Student Centrals. If you are not on campus, you can actually access your student diary via the university's homepage /dates and just select the 2021 student diary. We also have another page, which is quite a useful page for you to access all the resources that you need as a new student. All you need to do is go to our homepage /international/study and life and click on new students, and there you'll find all the links to everything that we've mentioned to you today. Another very useful resource is the International Student Welcome Guide, which is full of information. And again, it has all the information that we've presented to you today. It can be downloaded from the International Student website on the page shown here. So it's the university's homepage /international/study and life, and you just click on the picture of the brochure there on the bottom right hand of the screen. The guide provides you with information about living in Sydney, setting up a bank account, transport, study tips, and much more. So make sure you have a good read of it. It will prompt you to relevant information, and it will set some reminders for you with the information that we presented to you today. Another way of keeping up to date with everything that is happening and everything that is relevant is to make sure you stay connected through the university's international Facebook account. So that the tagline there is @Western Sydney U International, and on that Facebook we actually post announcements, information that are relevant to you as an international student while you are studying with us. But it also has some great community announcements and other advice from from the New South Wales government, for the Australian government, Immigration Department, and other community organisations, and the police as well, in terms of your international safety. So make sure you connect with us now. Just search again, Facebook, Western Sydney U International, and like our page, and then you'll keep connected. Also, like the other university, other social networks that the university provides, so that you can keep up to date with everything that's happening here at Western. Okay, that's all for today. I'd like to thank you once again for joining us today at our international orientation session. We hope that the university, that the information has been useful for all the university services that we provide to you as an international student. Remember, we are here to help, so no question is too silly. Contact the Course Information Centre or the Student Central, and we will be happy to help you. Enjoy your studies at Western. Thank you, everybody.